Hey, HightechLegion.com. This is Skate and Eric here today to show you one of the newest cases we have. This is the Azza Toledo 301. The theme behind the Azza is that this is a good compromise between value and budget. It gives you a lot of high performance gaming features and quality without hitting your wallet hard. Now, if we take a look at the outside perimeter here, the Toledo 301 has that kind of fin design. It's got the fins on the bottom here for ventilation, and then as well as the fins on the top here. On the top of the bezel here, we have our reset and power buttons, two USB ports, and then our AC97 microphone and headphone jack. The power button is our hard drive access button is right here. There are four accessible 5 1/4 bays, one accessible 3 1/2 bay. Now, if we give this a turn here, there is no side window. Instead, they have a grate here with a giant 240mm fan. The side of the case is held in with just some thumb screws there, and then this just bends and pulls out like so. And then on the back side here, we have our giant fan with power connectors. It is a pass-through, so you won't lose a Molex connector. Okay, now in the cases where all the fun features are, they have four 3 1/2 bays here for hard drives with quick release. Mount the hard drives in there and then just lock them in, slide them out. There's also the two 3 1/2 bays here, one connected to the external while one is still internal. The four 5 1/4 bays, these have a tool-free locking system. You just stick the drive in the bay, and then these little squares here just lock up. Oops, if I can get my fingers, there we go. There we go. So you just slide in, and then this will lock down. It has the little buttons that would fit where the screws would fit and then lock in place. And then there is the bottom mount PSU here with option 4. They have room for a 120mm fan if you do have like a water cooling setup or something of that nature. There are quite a few cable routing holes here, and then the nice big CPU backplate cutout for quick changing of heat sinks. And then to get a better shot of the back end, they include a 120mm fan there with a Molex connector. And then up top there is also another two 120mm expansions for either an extra water cooling solution or if you have want to put a couple more fans in. And then on the front there's also a blue LED clear 120mm fan that they have run the wire out the side to the back there for. And then here's just a better pan of the inside of the case here. And you can see how the fins groove out. And then just taking a look at the rear of the case here, they have two water cooling hose ports there, all your expansion bays, the exhaust fan, two more water cooling hose ports there. And then if you look at the fins from the back end here, you can see that this is vented, so it's not enclosed. If you do put fans underneath the top here, there's room for airflow to come in. And then the other side here just gives you a better look at their tool-free system. They have little tension pieces of metal there that are bent. The CPU motherboard cutout cable routing holes that they have here. And then there is a little bit of extra space, a gap here for routing some cables for the hard drives down below. Now the front bezel is removable, you just pull it right off, but I do have some wires routed and tied in there, so I can't just disconnect it completely, but it does just pull off, and they have wired a blue LED right here in the front, and then they also have a front intake 120mm fan as well. And then these front mesh brackets just pop out of place if you install any kind of hard drives, but they do have mesh over them, but there aren't any filters. And then this will just give you a better look here. See, the fins on the front here are also ventilated as well.